Hello, Dr. Tawanna Worlds by birth, also known as a disruptor. Did you know that millions who grew up in poverty also die in poverty? Have you ever heard the saying, what good can come out of the hood? Well, I'm here to disrupt for just a minute. Yes, I was that little girl that grew up in the hood, grew up in the ghetto, single mother, absent father, eating out of the trash can just to survive. But I was also that girl that determined way back then that I was not going to become a product of my past. And now I help others do the same thing. I'm not a victim, I'm a victor. I help men and women from similar backgrounds find value in their own vault and create wealth from within. What's going on, y'all? Just give me a few moments to get set up over here. All right. What's going on, y'all? I just really need this moment to just worship, because that's all I can do. Yes, Father. When we call you, you will answer. Yes, Father. When we call you, you be. Yes, Father. No name greater than yours. Yes, Father. Thank you. No name greater than yours. Thank you, Father. Come on, sing it out. Thank you, Father. Still say yes. Everything I got in me, I still say yes, Father. And I love you. And I thank you. And I honor you. And I praise you. Glorify you. I magnify you. I make you bigger. I make you bigger. I trust you. I trust you. Trust you. Trust you. Trust you. Trust you. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Father. Tonight is going to be real, raw, and ugly. And I titled this, I Need Your Help, because I really do. I really do. Dr. T don't come by here and ask for nobody help. It's very rare. But I need to ask you guys, if you don't mind sharing this with somebody. I got to do something with this pain. And I need to I need people to see. And I need people to understand just how much pain I'm in. So I'm just asking everybody, if you don't mind sharing, I'm going to say this first and foremost. Viewer discretion is advised. If you are easily triggered, if you are, you're grieving and you haven't healed from your grief, then I would not advise you to watch this live, because it's going to be real, it's going to be raw, and it's going to be ugly. But I got to do something else with this pain, y'all. I'm fighting every day, to not let this pain overtake me. And I'm fighting this pain without any type of pain medication, any type of substance abuse. No friends, really. Family is dispersed all over the place. So I'm carrying this by myself. And most of the time I let y'all get on here and see the strong Tawanna. But today it's the weak Tawanna. It's the broken Tawanna. I just don't know if my life will ever be the same. I know it won't. And every day I gotta swallow that pill. Some days it's more easier to swallow than others. But today I woke up. And first I'll say this, I'm creating a documentary. And before I create the documentary, I gotta gather all the information, etc. Which means I have to relive the story over and over and over again. I'm not able to answer no phone calls. I'm not able to talk to anybody. Today I wasn't able to be a mother. Today I wasn't able to be a wife. I can care less about your business. Today I was not able to be a businesswoman. Today I was not able to be I don't know. I just don't know. And I gotta do something with this pain other than let it overtake me. And so I'm trying my hardest to come to the realization that some people in position of power killed my children. I live with that every day. I live with it every day. That people who killed my sons are not even held responsible are accountable for their death. I live with that every day. Every day I gotta make a conscious decision not to snap. Because this pain will either do one of the two things. It'll make you homicidal or suicidal. And let me put that declaration out here in case they start sending me notifications talking about somebody was concerned about me. I will never harm myself. Okay? There's absolutely nothing wrong with me. I said, this pain will make you do one of the two things. You see parents every day that can't go on anymore. And whether they go and try to harm them own selves or either they turn to some type of pain medication, prescribed or unprescribed. They have life, but they are not living. And they're just bidding time here on this earth, waiting for the day when it'll be their turn to join their children or whatever loved one. And one thing that I do notice is that it's not the case for everybody because there are unsolved crimes. Parents who children have been gunned down, brutally abused, beaten to death. There's still some unsolved cases, but for the most part, you never will be over or get over or be healed from the loss of a child, but there's some type of justice that comes when the person who did the act is arrested and charged and convicted. At least you know they won't kill anybody else for a long time. And that's not my story. My children's murderers are still out here harming other people. They're still out here making money. Still out here writing prescriptions. Still out here letting the drug smugglers bring in the drugs. So I live with that every day. Every single day I get up, I wake up with the motivation for justice. Every day. One way or the other, I gotta fight for them. Because they were robbed of their lives. And if I don't fight for them, there's other people who just moves on. I mean, they're dead. The funeral happened, back to normal as usual. And for the parents, it ain't never move on. The day that it happened, that's the day you stop living in a particular area. It says my viewers can't hear me. Hold on. I hope you guys can hear me now. And if you guys don't mind sharing, if you guys don't mind putting the hearts up, whatever you gotta do to help me beat the algorithm and get me into the For You page. That's all I'm asking for on tonight is for your help. What kind of help do I need for you to share? People always get up here and fake like everything is okay, and behind the scenes, mental health is real, and I'm going to expose it every single time because I cannot let this pain take me out. And I don't care how much people are tired of hearing it. I'm living my life in a pain I can't get out of. And I'm no longer just fighting to be victorious. I'm fighting to live. Because how do you live your life after that? How do you wake up every single day knowing that somebody killed your kid and they won't be brought to justice, not in this lifetime? And some may say, well, you know, Most High is going to judge them, and He is. But to be honest with you, I want justice now. Not just for my kids, but for the 108,000 that just died last year from fentanyl poisoning. God knows how many this year. Just 2 days ago, a 1-year-old dead in New York at a daycare from fentanyl poisoning. It's like when? And these evil politicians still get paid to play games and let these people come over here to our communities where people are poor and give them the ability to make some fast money, all in the name of death. From everything, the prison system to everything that give these people medication. I woke up today trying to get dressed and do my daily duties. And because I don't know anything about drugs, I've never done drugs, I have to go and research what happened to my son. I want to know how he died, what it felt like. And so I put a post up a couple weeks ago just sharing that. Trying to make a documentary to tell their story because that's all I can do to save one life, one parent. All I can do is tell the story. And therefore, I got to go and research it and listen to those who overdosed on it. Listen to how fast it heals you when you take it. listen to what the death gurgle is, because my son did all of this stuff. So people have been reaching out to me in regards to, hey, I'll help you with this documentary. And this one gentleman in particular had already done a documentary. He's like, go and check out my work. And one of the documentaries was called A Mother's Voice. I want y'all to look that up on Tubi. A Mother's Voice. Support this brother in this movie, because it tells a story, multiple stories. Parents who lost their children to gun violence, and how their lives are never the same. So I was watching that, and that's already a trigger. It's a trigger because I know the pain all too well. Everything that they say, I know the pain, so it's a trigger. And it's also comforting because you know that somebody really know what you're dealing with, and that you're not out here dealing with this by yourself. And being a couple of weeks ago, because I'm doing a documentary and getting t-shirts and all of that stuff made, I have to go look through photos, and I just have to go back and relive it. So I got some photos from the funeral. And to tell you the truth, this whole time my mind has been a blur. I forget things, forget dates, forget to respond to people. It's like I'm here, but I'm not here. I'm like in this different realm. I'm here presently, but I don't know. It's very hard to explain. It's like my mind, my emotions, they're in a different realm. So I look at these pictures today, and I'm just no good. I'm so mentally exhausted. I've been crying all day. Because I cannot believe this is my reality. And all I know is I gotta do something with this pain. I cannot let this pain do what it wants to me. I refuse to go out like that. And my desire is to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, because it's one thing to lose your kid in a manner like that. And then to be written off like you just a junkie. You're not worth the autopsy. You're not worth us even calling your family to tell them that you're dead. You're not worth it. And I'm forever haunted by the last look on my baby's face, which told a story. And you know how in the Word of God it says Abel's blood cried out from the ground. That's the best analogy I can give. It's like my son's blood is crying out from the ground. Like, Mama, I need you to know what happened to me. I need you to keep searching. I need you to keep researching. I need you to know how I died. I need you to know what happened to me. And that's painful. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to share this photo on here because YouTube be tripping. But I'm going to try to fix it so I can. I want to first share this photo. This is the photo of my baby when I brought him home. He wasn't no more than 2 days old. And this is let me grab this camera. This baby is full of life. And full of joy. No matter how he was conceived, I loved him. This was the first man that ever captivated my heart. He was the first one that made me a man mom. Now I want to show you what I saw on my final goodbye. One second. And if I can be real with y'all, this just F me up. It F's me up. I'm sorry, I don't have any other words to describe This F's me up. Can you imagine? Bringing life into the world. And then having to have this image engraved into your mind forever. Can you imagine? That's just one of the photos. That's the most recent one. Can you imagine allowing somebody to do that to your child? And you still be in your right mind. I know it might be, oh my God, that's so devastating. If it's devastating for you to look at, then what you think it is for me? This is my reality. This is my life. This is my world. And imagine not one, but two. These are my kids. Imagine that. This is your last image of your child before they go dump a whole bunch of dirt on them. And you don't get no justice. This is all you left with. And you think you're okay. Or you'll be okay after experiencing something so traumatic. And people expect you to be okay after seeing something like that. My baby. My babies. Or this one. This one I'm left with, y'all. You cannot even imagine the pain and the heartache. of seeing something that you gave life to. Looking like this. You go. No matter where you go, no matter what you do. And then people have the audacity to ask, are you okay? Can you help me? Do you have time to talk? And some days I don't even have words. Because those moments trumps every other memory. You know, remember the birthday parties when they were 5 and 6, and you try to force yourself to remember that. So you constantly not remembering what their body felt like when you touched it. And that there was no life in them at all. How discolored they were. Straight up, there's no other words. How dead they was. Because that's dead. Some nights I don't even get to sleep. Some nights I can't sleep with my husband or my children because I just need to wail all night. I just need to cry, and I just need to figure out, how do I keep one foot moving forward? How do you want me to live in this much? How do you live in this much pain every single day without relief? How? How do you comfort your child when you can't comfort yourself? How do you be there for your other children that's bleeding and you can't put a tourniquet on them because you bleeding? So you just lay out and you trust God. Some days I can't work. Some days I just can't. Some days I can't get up. Some days I can't get up. Because the two men that I love with all of my heart and my soul was taken up out of this life. Not gangbanging crime. Not black on black crime. Not police brutality crime. But a system that keeps on killing other people's kids. There's no justice in it. Mine was enough. And because men, and especially men of color, are the majority of the ones dying, I'm going to tell you right now, this demon don't discriminate. You got Hispanics, you got Caucasians, you got Asians, Filipinos, you got African American. But the majority at the top of all of those nations is African Americans living in impoverished neighborhoods. They buy this stuff for pennies on the dollar. It's cheaper than heroin. It's cheaper than crack cocaine. It's cheap. It's the cheapest drug with the greatest potential to kill you instantaneously. Imagine me drinking my drink, and within 2 minutes of me swallowing, my throat is paralyzed. And you can't swallow your spit. So saliva is filling into your lungs. And within 5 minutes, you begin the death gurgle. And within 11 minutes, you just dead. It's a very tormented death. And then they want to go and say, it's fentanyl overdose. No, it's not an overdose. They didn't sit there and take 20 pills and overdose themselves. It's murder. For one, they didn't know they was getting full fentanyl. Who would go around and ask for full fentanyl? And the most craziest part is a lot of these young people been messed up mentally from what happened during C-19. A lot of them have been messed up mentally cheated out of their graduation, locked in the house. So when things begin to open back up, start dibbling and dabbling, I just got anxiety. I don't know if I'm going to graduate. I don't know what the future holds for me. I just need something to sleep. Need something to help me study. I need something to help me with my anxiety. And it's the one pill that kills. It's the one pill that kills. 108,000 last year. And they said we've already doubled that in this year. They still counting. Can you imagine what that looks like? Let me show y'all what 108,000 people look like. Show y'all first. That's 108,000 people that died last year. And they say it's double that this year. It's 108,000 for as far as you can see. I really don't know what to say. I just know that I'm in a lot of pain and I'm not okay. And I don't think I'll ever be okay. After something so traumatic. I thought growing up was traumatic. It ain't got nothing of this. All the hell I went through as a child, I don't have nothing on this at all. Not no rape, not no homelessness, not no abuse, none of it. It don't have nothing. It can't even touch this. It can't even compare. So, even in my pain and my suffering, I still want to help somebody else. That's my get back. You're looking at what the enemy did to my family. And I'm not cool with that. And that's why I won't go down. If I can save one. I heard the story about the 1-year-old and how all they did was touch the pill presser and a 1-year-old baby is dead. thought to myself, this is why you need to tell your story, because if somebody would have told this story, maybe a lot of our children wouldn't be dead. If somebody would have just showed the real, raw, and uncut truth to these young people. Some of them will think twice about popping anything. As hard as it is for me to share those photos is going on t-shirts, because everybody gonna see the real truth. I couldn't save my babies. And I'm damn sure gonna go down saving somebody else's. I'm not just gonna let this pain overtake me. I'm not. So this is the reason why I haven't stopped working. Because I know that the enemy is after my movements. This was a hit to knock me out. And I want to share all of the story. I want to share how in February, God told me that my son was going to die in April. He told me that. I dreamt about it for 2 months. He had me laying prostrate on the floor, praying to prepare myself. And as much as I thought I was prepared, I was not. I know had I disobeyed God and didn't pray and lay prostrate for those 3 months, I'd probably not be existing anymore. Because this is enough pain to kill a nation of people. So I want to tell the story to young people. No matter what, you ought to always obey your parents and honor them. For that is the only commandment with a promise. That your days be long. Our kids think they grown and they think they know more than we do, and they think that their friends are good and we just old fogies and we don't know their friends, and you tell them like they're not the right people, they ain't got your back. And the very people that I warned him about is the very people that gave my baby fentanyl and then put him in a room to die by himself. The very people I told them, these are not your friends. They can care less about you. 1 second, y'all. I love you too, baby. I'm going to be going in a minute. Redemption has this thing where she falls out to the floor, wail her arms, and start screaming like she the boss or something like that. My husband just be sitting there like, okay. And but I cannot let this be how the story ends. And if I don't get justice in the courts, I'm going to get justice in the streets, and I'm going to get justice in the spirit. Satan, you cannot have our children. And I stand on that. And I stand on that. And they need to know when your parents tell you something, it's because they grown and they know, and you don't. I told my son, don't go back out there to that city. Because the Most High told me in February, if he goes back there, the enemy will take his life. And I begged him. I begged him not to go. Mom, I'm just going to go see my friends. I've been locked up for 5. I'm like, I know you're a grown man. And you think age makes you grown. But son, I'm telling you, God been showing me some stuff. And not only have he been showing me some stuff, not only did he tell me, and of course I could not tell him that God told me that you were going to die. I had to let him know in this way, God been showing me some things that are not good. And when I told him that, he wept. It's like he had a choice right then and there, a decision to make. Are you going to listen or are you not going to listen? And the boy cried like a newborn baby. He cried. But he still made his decision. And I'm going to go out there and see my friends and my family. And it was them. The ones he called friends. Who gave him something that killed him. They wasn't questioned. With no investigation. You died in a room by yourself. Alone. Not surrounded by your family, but by these fake friends. And when I went to see him, because they had not dressed up his body or anything, he came straight from the coroners to the funeral home. And the look on his face said everything. So when he went to sleep and died in his sleep, it was agony. Like I'm in pain. Like I died in pain. And at the very hour that he was dying, I was in my bed feeling like there was a magnetic force from the earth pulling me into my mattress. Like trying to suck me down. I kept screaming for my husband at night. Grab my arm and turn me on my side. I can't move. Grab my arm. He's like, what is going on? I'm like, grab my arm and turn me. Because something was pulling me into the center of the earth at the very hour that he was dying. I felt his experience. Even though I didn't find out he was dead for hours later. I told my husband when I got up, something was trying to like pull me into the earth. Like, bro, that was weird. Like, what was that? He's like, I don't know, honey. I was like, that's why I kept calling your name and telling you to pull my arm because something was pulling me into, like it felt like something was pulling me into my mattress. Only to find out that he died at 3 a.m. It was 5 a.m. Texas time, 3 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I felt it. So it's more to the story. And I gotta be truthful with it. I'm not one of them mamas or one of them people who's going to sugarcoat that. Like, this is the consequences of rebellion. That's why it's important to obey God when He say what He say. Because we think we in control and we don't know. Who would have known? That's all I think about. Who would have known that would have been your last day? Your last day on this earth. I bet you would have did it all different if you would have known today is your day. Today is your day. And when God told me in February, Kavonre's gonna die, of course I did not receive it or believe it. I'm like, Satan, the Lord rebukes you. I don't even think so. I'm not finna deal with that again. Like, I already didn't deal with that. Like, I ain't even gotta prove my love to you or nothing. You know, I'm rock solid. Like, no, I don't receive that. But it wouldn't shake my spirit for 3 days. I'm like, nah. But it just sat right there, right in the pit of my spirit. Right there. Like, Kavonre's gonna die. And I'm like, oh no. By the 3rd day, I finally was like, if this is really you, God, then tell me when. Because you did not tell me with my first boy who passed. And I was upset about that. Because had I known he was going to die, he wouldn't have went to school. He would have stayed all day with me. So I was upset and very angry about being shocked to death with that type of trauma. So I said, when is it going to happen? And he straight up told me in April. He said in April, and I was like, in April? Why would it be in April? This is February. Why? He said, I'm going to allow it to happen in April so that you don't have 2 separate months to grieve your children. It'll be done in the same month. And let me tell y'all, my second son, which is my oldest son, died April the 9th. My first boy died April the 18th. 9 days apart in their death. Their funerals was 2 days apart. May 5th, 6 days apart. May 5th and May 12th, 7 days apart. Something like that. So there's a story to be told in hopes that it will save somebody else. And it's more to the story than that. This baby was in pain all his life, never knew his dad because his dad raped me. So he walked around not knowing who he was. And because he had that void, he was looking up to older men and stuff to be his big brother, and basketball coaches to be his big brother, and be that. Even though my husband came in their life very early, 4 and 5 years of age, he still never knew his identity. He didn't know his identity, and we as parents don't know how important it is of a decision to pick who we get to have children with. Because you can ruin a whole child and their whole adulthood from an absent father or absent mother. It really does not make a difference. You can be present in the house and absent emotionally, absent mentally. So there's a story to be told, y'all. And with all the strength that I got on the inside of me, I'm going to tell it. And I want to put it into documentary form and expose the hidden agenda. How they are actually got the borders wide open for this stuff to come pouring in here. How this is a biological weapon. I appreciate you, Lee B. White. Thank you for your encouragement. I wish that that was 1000% true, because I've been crying all day. And I still don't feel better. That's what I'm saying. This is a pain that none of that helps. Alcohol probably wouldn't even help this pain. Cocaine don't help this pain. Drugs don't help this pain. Hugs don't help this pain. The best way I can explain it, especially for mothers who have had children, when you're in that delivery room and you've been in labor all day or for hours in pain, and you push that child out, and they call it birth chills, but it's where all of your bodily functions just shake uncontrollably. Your legs shake, everything shakes. You can't even hold your baby because you just shake it, which is the nervous system responding to how many hours you was actually in pain. And this lasts for hours. You can put covers on you thinking you cold, and your body just shaking, because now the pain is over with, and you realize just how long and how much you was in this tremendous pain that nothing was helping. That's how it is. Some days, so y'all know, I don't want to answer the phone. I ain't got nothing to say. And if I do answer the phone, it might be very, very negative. Like cuss word negative, okay? Because when you're in that much pain, that's how you respond to pain. You can be saved, deep, sanctified, holy, get in pain, and you can't get no relief. That thing can make you be like a cussing sailor, for real. Because you just want relief. And nothing takes it away. So there are days that I'm not able to talk to people. I'm not able to answer your phone calls. Do you got time today? Hell no, I don't. You want to talk today? Can you meet with me? No. Can you help me with this? No. I'm barely living. I'm barely making it. Barely. Some people are hanging on by a thread. I'm hanging on to this hem, baby. I'm trying to make it. But I gotta tell a story. I gotta tell both of their story. There ain't no way in hell I'm gonna let the enemy rob me like that. And I tell everybody about the thief that comes to steal, kill, and destroy. No, everybody need to be aware of the thief. Guard your children, watch your children, speak to your children, get it. Who cares? They get mad and attitude, you're not their friend. Who cares? Be involved with your children. Love on them. Give them time. Don't be too tired for them, because I promise you the enemy is lurking and waiting on our children. And out of this 108,000 last year, they were between the ages of 16 and 35, not older. I know this year we had a middle schooler go to school, check in at 7 o'clock, 7:30, they dead from fentanyl overdose. The youngest victim is one, as of 2 days ago. So I need y'all help. First of all, if you can share this. I've never been a beggar because I'm a hustler. It's just something that was embedded in me a long time ago. If you don't got a dose to take care of you, then take care of yourself by all means necessary. Therefore, I don't have to come and ask. Like, he is my source. And then I hustle too hard to beg. But I want to ask everybody who can, if you don't want to sign up and join me in any of my programs, because those proceeds allow me to make sure that I have a lawyer to fight for my children, for my son, because the first one I walked away from. And it helps me try to get justice in that area. But the greater justice will come if I can document and record what these people have done to not only my son, but other people's children, while waking up a young generation, because I'm not going to hold anything back. Then my mission will be accomplished. Nevertheless, it's going to take resources. And I don't take any type of paychecks for my business. I was just like, dang, when the last time I went shopping for clothes so that I can take some updated photos or something? It's been a while, because if we're not pouring the resources into our nonprofit organization to make sure those young people at least got back to school clothes, at least their mama got some food, the basic necessities, which pushes children out to the streets to do wrong, to rob, to steal, to kill, to get in trouble. If I'm not taking the resources to put on things and do things for them, then I am taking the resources to let people grow their dough, to let people buy my money, to continue to invest so that I can continue to have more knowledge and more information and bring that back to the community. So I don't take a paycheck. But there's a budget for this documentary. And I don't know what I can give to people. I will come up with something, because I'm never going to ask you for something without trying to give you something in return. I'm not a taker, I'm a giver. And blessed, better is it for you to give than it is for you to receive. But I just like to be able to say, hey, you did something that left a mark in me. Let me do something that leaves a mark in you. I just believe that's the way relationships are, two-way, not one-way. And so if you don't want to buy any of mine or join me in any of these endeavors or these programs, I make them very affordable so you can get on board, and then I have the resources to do what I have to do instead of coming out and asking folks, starting a GoFundMe. I've even been thinking about that because the budget to get the crew to go out and film, get other mother stories, a documentary that tells the truth, that they cannot shut me down or silence me on these platforms, but that hopefully it will make it, to the Sundance Film Festival, that somebody, it will get into the right hands. I'm not even worried about that. Like at the end of the day, if I gotta go on the street corners like they used to sell their CDs, I'm with it. But I need to tell it, and I need to tell it fast. Because somebody else's baby gonna die. Some other parents gonna lose their child. And I know it really don't never matter to people until it's them. It's me. And I am asking for help. I'm asking you to help me do something with this pain that's positive. Help me do something with this pain that's purposeful. So if you don't want to join me on any of the business endeavors that actually give you a return on your investment, I want to ask you guys tonight, would you mind donating or sending an offering to Cash App so that we can get the ball rolling? While I have the energy, I don't even know if it's the energy because today I'm depleted. I want to be able to get this documentary out and then move forward in my healing. I don't want to keep on revisiting it. I don't want to have to keep on looking at information to figure out how these people are dying with this. I'm really ready for stability, emotional stability. I'm really ready for healing. If I can go lay on the beach for a very long time, that would just be like the perfect. Some people pray and ask for houses and ask for millions of dollars. I ask for some sand and some water. God, I need you like never before. I need to be healed. I do have PayPal, Zelle, Venmo, Cash App. It does not have to be on Cash App. But if you guys don't mind supporting me, in fighting this fight, and like I said, I'm not asking anybody for anything. I will give you something in return. I got programs. I got workshops. You understand? I got all kind of things that you can, by you signing up, that's a contribution. And that's all I want to do. That's it. And as much as I give, I'm not a taker. I'm really believing God to help me with this one and to put it on the hearts of man. And like I said, I got $97 programs. I was supposed to actually come by here tonight, show you how to continue building with AI. I offered you guys a 12-month mentorship for $179 for you to learn how to master millions using artificial intelligence, from building theme pages to YouTube pages to ebooks to books to everything. We're going to cover everything. pertaining to artificial intelligence. And this is a community where you don't just have to buy workshop after workshop after workshop after workshop to learn it. You pay $179. And for the whole year, you're going to learn everything presently and everything coming down the pipeline about how you signed up for the awesome beloved. And what I like to do is, for those who did sign up, thank you. Thank you. Only God knows how grateful I am. Because when you do sign up or when you do give, I'm able to see God is with me. I hope that makes sense to some people. I'm able to see his hand at work. And I'm able to see that he hasn't left me and abandoned me in this process and in this journey, because the enemy fights me with that, wanting me to accuse why God let this happen. So I'm able to see, I'm able to feel him through y'all. I'm able to see him through y'all. And even though I know that he won't ever, it doesn't mean that I don't feel like that. Why my family and my friends couldn't be there for me in this time. And why does this feel so bad? Because I'm going through a lot. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry for your loss. A parent's death is just as hard. So I'm going to go ahead and get off here. You guys already know whatever I got available for you. If I can help serve you, then that's what I come here for. If that's what I can do. I don't want anybody to feel like, hey, with all this going on, you're coming to take from me. No, I want to give you something. Give you the gift that's going to keep on giving. So if any of those programs, and I said last night, they over with, but just because today was that day. I'm going to allow you guys to take advantage of those same opportunities. And my mind is so tired that I don't feel like even rehearsing what they are. For the most part, y'all know I'm here to help y'all make money. And I would even be asking y'all to sign up and all of this stuff, but it costs money for a film crew, for them to travel. I was listening to the budget today and I was like, all right, we got that. And we gonna get it, period. But I'm gonna let y'all go with that. Thank you guys so much for listening. I know I look a funky fried chicken, but who cares? I'm asking for such a peaceful sleep tonight because my mind is mentally tired. I've been crying all day. And I'm just ready to do something with this pain. That's all I know. If I can build something out for you, if I can do something with you, show you, teach you how to do it. So many programs that my mind is just not in the right space or place to tell you what those are. I've been here saying them for the last couple of days. Y'all go Find me somewhere. Yes, sister, no to Taking It to the Streets Foundation. Yes, that's the nonprofit. Yes, sister, that's it. Taking It to the Streets Foundation. And thank you for those that will give. Let me go ahead and bless you, because the Father said that those who bless you, I will bless. And I just want to ask him to do it. Abba, Father, I thank you so very much for the beautiful souls that you have surrounded me around in this hour. I thank you, Father, for their willingness and their heart to see your will established, because it's never about my will. It's never about any human being's will. If I don't know nothing else, I know that these children, including ourselves, we all belong to you first. And I don't understand why, but I'm willing to be your mouthpiece. I'm willing to be your hands, to be your feet. I'm willing to go anywhere. I'm willing to do whatever you want me to do. So I thank you, Father. You didn't say pray for the harvest, because the harvest is plentiful. You said pray for the laborers. So I thank you for sending those that are watching live or either will watch the replay. Thank you for the laborers, those that have an ear to hear, those that have a heart to give, those that have eyes to see. Father, you said in your word that you will bless those who bless me. And so I'm asking you tonight for a supernatural, speedily manifestation of a blessing, a 100-fold blessing on their seed. That whatever need is needing to be met, that you would meet it. If it's a situation where they need favor, that you would give them favor. If it's a court case, if they're believing for their children, that you would deliver, and that you would heal, and that you would use this seed as an act of faith for whatever miracle that they stand in need of, whether they know about it now or later on, because you are Alpha and the Omega. You are the beginning and the ending and everything in between. You sit high and you look down low. And you know what we're going to deal with, what we're going to encounter, experience before we even have the encounter or the experience. So I thank you, Father, for the 100-fold return. And that you would perform a miracle and make it more than enough for us to do your work, because that's what this is, your work. And I love you and I thank you. In Yeshua's mighty name. Amen and amen. I received that, Sister Melanie. Thank you. Brother, roll tide. Amen. I love y'all. Thank you, Sister Sunshine, Sister Angela. Libby. Thank all of you guys. If I miss you tonight, Patricia, Bowden, thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you for praying. Thank you for being here. And thank you for your willingness to help me. That's all I want. I want justice. That's it. And I want to save souls. All right, I love y'all, and I'll see y'all the next time. Good night.